Hi, this is Life After Trauma with Dr. Jan, helping you to take a stand and put an end to all the drama. Just think of me as your second mama. I am Dr. Jan, and Life After Trauma with Dr. Jan is my life story. Today is episode 24. And we are continuing this myth that many believe about domestic abuse. Episode number 24 is entitled, Domestic Abuse Doesn't Have to Leave Bruises to Cause Pain. And most of us know that. No, it doesn't. But before we dive into today's episode, make sure you do 3 things for me, please. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. And I can add share the video also. Want you to hit that notification bell so that you never miss a video. I make a video every week and I don't want you to miss any of them. Would you do that for me? Thank you. I am very appreciative. Now, let us dive in. There are some who actually think and believe that, and it's false, it's falsely, they believe that domestic abuse only includes physical violence. And if there is no physical violence in the relationship or abuse, then there's no domestic abuse. But that's a myth that I want to personally put to rest for you, because domestic abuse is not always physical, but it can be devastatingly devastating. This is episode number 24, and we are entitling it, Domestic Abuse Doesn't Have to Leave Bruises to Cause Pain. And this moment, this episode that I'm about to share with you was one of the most shattering days of my entire life. You see, after 22 years of marriage and many years of serving side by side with my pastor husband, Harry, my partner in both life and God's calling, everything seemed to come crashing down on me. Harry had finally earned his Doctor of Ministry degree, his Doctor of Ministry, and with that degree, with him earning that degree, something seemed to change inside of him. It was as if he had gotten what he wanted and he no longer needed me anymore. And I know that was not a figment of my imagination. It was true. It was as if I had served his purpose, and now he was going to discard me. He was letting me go for a younger model. It seemed to me like he was discarding me like a used, soiled Kleenex, something that was once useful, helpful, but now it was disposable. For years, Harry and I had prayed together. We had worshiped together. We had counseled others together in ministry. He from the pulpit and I from the pews as First Lady of the church. We were supposed to be one, a team, together until death do we part. But now all of it was gone. It was over. And Harry had achieved what he wanted from me, a title, a degree, prestige, value. And now this woman, me, his wife, who had supported him, I had been with him through every page, every sermon, every sleepless night. I was there. But now I was no longer wanted, needed, or of value to him. How do you think that made me feel? How would that have made you feel? Oh my God. I couldn't believe that this was happening to me. You see, it wasn't just rejection, and it wasn't just humiliation. It was more like abandonment, emotional abandonment in its cruelest and its most coldest form. And then came the words that I will never, ever forget. I will never forget how he looked at me with eyes that were cold and blank. No feeling whatsoever, no emotion, just steel coldness that said, and he said in that harsh tone, I'm sorry, but this marriage is over. I don't love you anymore, and I'm getting a divorce. Those words didn't just hurt and sting. No, those words cut through me deeper and harder than any two-edged sword or knife ever could. I remember the air leaving the room. I remember the walls of the pastor's study seemingly closing in on me. The very pastor's study where the two of us had often prayed together and rejoiced together. But now my heart was pounding so loudly that I could barely hear him yelling at me. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. I wanted to cry, but I couldn't move. I was frozen. I was trapped inside of the trauma of that moment. And in an instant, I realized something truly profound. I realized something that I had never known before. I realized that, you can actually live in the same house with someone. You can serve beside them in ministry. You can even sleep in the same bed next to them every night. And you can still not know that person at all and be completely unseen and unknown. That's a horrible discovery to make. And it became a reality for me that day. That was the day that the world cracked open and fell apart for me. But it was also the day that God began writing a brand new chapter in my story, a channel called Life After Trauma with Dr. Jan. I have so much more to share with you about this trauma, this particular one. There are lots, but not for now. That's all that I can bear to say at this particular time. But I want you to join me next week as I share more of what happened next with that myth, because it is a myth to think that is not domestic abuse unless someone is physically violent with you. That's the biggest myth of the century. This is my life. And if this story resonates with you, and if this episode has touched your heart, then I invite you to go deeper with me. Drop me a comment and visit my website, which is www.jnbministries.org. I have written a book entitled Testimony of a Kept Woman, From Misery to Ministry Instead of the State Penitentiary. It is an ebook and it is my memoir, and it tells my story. In this book, I share my full journey. It's raw, it's real, and it's redemptive. It's an easy to read ebook, and it's easy to read. The chapters are short, the vocabulary is simple, but it's a powerful story of how God turned my pain into purpose. And to get a copy of my book, all you have to do is visit my website, www.jnbministries.org. Also, I want you to explore my own online curriculum, and it's called 7 Power Keys. In 7 Power Keys, in this curriculum, it tells exactly how I healed from the trauma and drama of domestic abuse. It tells how I healed and how I recovered. And those 7 Power Keys will show you how to do the same. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel, Life After Trauma with Dr. Jan. I upload a video every week. So until next time, and because there is life after trauma with Dr. Jan, see you soon.